Ha. Hang, hang.
Spin a block of chalk. Yo.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yo, here we go. Here we go.
Shit. Camera 2 is out.
Oh, shit. Technical malfunction. Aim it in 10 seconds.
Yes, sir. There we go. We good.
There we go. I thought we was technically having a malfunction. I'm going to have to be like, dude.
Damn, my shit all whack. Look at that, boy.
You probably known that Pops man has taken the form of a woman and have grown some tits. That's our sister.
Yeah.
Don't be looking at our sister's tits now.
Yeah.
I'll fuck you up.
Kilo, say hello.
Hello.
So Kylie, we had this interesting conversation yesterday. Today's Monday, right?
Yes.
Sounds good.
Yesterday about how our brain works, our consciousness versus mortality. And it was a pretty interesting conversation, and I feel like we didn't dive far enough into it.
I think I was watching that, and I think I did a very bad job at explaining it.
Yeah, why don't you explain it?
I said I did it bad the first time. You think it's going to be better the second time?
I'm open for like a better one.
realized how bad it was.
Yeah,
so.
maybe you'll improve.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I really didn't start making ground with you guys until I said this. It was, so I view me, what makes this Gavin is who you're hearing speaking, but I'm just using my body to speak to you. In other words, I believe that people, what makes Kylie is the soul that inhibits her vessel. And the only way that our consciousness can actually speak to people is by using their body, is by using the vessel that it sits in. Because something that I find interesting, have you ever seen the nervous system laid out?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that? But like the actual nervous system, like a real human nervous system sitting on a table without any of the flesh?
Like with my own eyes? No, like a chart? Yeah.
Ooh, man.
Oh, man.
All right, human nervous system, real image.
So
You're right there.
that-
Yeah. So that right there is attached. It's
You
everything.
can see it so clear.
That so pisses me off.
So that right there is what is attached to your brain and works your entire body. But basically, so your nervous system and all that, it's basically that's what you are, essentially. And this is just attached to the structure that you walk around. Because the brain is attached to that, all that stuff, that's you. That apparently is what is you. It's just you have all this, it's attached to all this other shit. I don't get me wrong, that makes nothing without blood. I don't know any of this stuff, but I just got an over simple way of speaking about it.
Yeah.
But to me, what that is separate from what you are.
Yeah, I agree.
And we use that to communicate with each other. And it's because we need the vocal cords, we need all that stuff in order to be able to speak, or else we would just be some random nothingness.
Yeah.
It's difficult for me to describe because usually this is stuff I just sit here and just think about.
Yeah, I wonder how
And
much
I've just
better
never-
you could possibly describe that because I understand what you're saying because I actually genuinely feel that there is something greater than,
I'm trying to say soul without
ourselves.
saying soul. You know what I mean?
well, soul means a lot of different things to a lot of different people.
Maybe that is the right word to use because it's better relatability. So instead of trying to get somebody who only believes in souls and that, you know.
Would entity be a better?
Yeah,
Word of
I
it?
think that
That's
we're
kind of the
just.
same thing, though.
Yeah, but soul is an easier recognizable gravity of what they think you are.
Yeah.
But it
'Cause
can be interpreted pretty different.
Yeah, because whenever you say soul, it's what it puts religious context into it. You know what I
Right.
mean? And that's not essentially what I'm going for. Because I'm not a religious person. I believe in a God, but just not a God in Scripture. If that makes any sense. Like whatever created everything, I feel like this is too complicated and too unique
So
to be of just natural origin.
So Oxford
Yeah.
Languages has the basically what you were describing
Yeah.
it as is the spiritual or immaterial part of a human being or animal regarded as immortal. They believe death is just one step in a soul's journey through the universe.
Yeah, I guess that's exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
I guess it is the right word. It's just, I guess I was the one putting the religious thing behind it. It's just as commonly
you weren't.
associated
You
with
were-
Christianity and stuff. And
Yeah,
like,
well, the people I feel like have derived they've created a religious aspect to these kind of things.
like with the word miracle, it's whenever people hear that, they just typically think of that.
yeah,
It's like it's a miracle.
You got to think
Yeah,
a
because
lot
they
of
usually use God with it.
Yeah,
one thing that
God put
I've
that
learned
miracle
though
in
is
my
that
life.
there's a lot of analogies that we use in our day to day life that came from the Bible, came from Christianity in itself. Like you ever heard of my lot in life? That expression, you never heard of that? Or Lazarus?
I've heard Lazarus. I just don't know what it means.
Lazarus is a name from some dude that Jesus resurrected.
Oh,
And the Lazarus effect, like there's a movie that was created called the Lazarus something, and it was them trying to bring a dead body back to life. And it's like some horror movie and shit, but it's like there's a lot of things that you like vocabulary that you use that actually has biblical references, and I'm not trying to say that it's correct or anything.
like it credits them.
Yeah, I'm not
but-
saying it credits them, is because the Bible has even been around before Plato, before Socrates, has been around before all your Greek philosophers, and so it's naturally has been a part of our even of simplest vocabulary. And so it's kind of hard to describe these kind of things without, innately bringing religion into it. But it's very interesting, and it's like I don't know how to dig even further into it from the conversation we had before. But
Maybe there's points that could be refined. Maybe that's
such
what
as
as to why I think that, because I have a whole concept of what I believe happens after death and stuff like that. To me, it gives me a new importance.
there's a couple things. That
So no
you
matter what,
talked about that.
well,
what you
it
think-
was stuff I covered with Dad, but like before our podcast, and that you didn't get any of. So what I personally believe, it relates. Well, it actually transfers the importance of my own being to the importance of others rather than myself. And what I mean by it is, so I feel that your body is mortal, but your consciousness is infinite, and it's immortal. It will always be there. And to me, I believe, and it gives life to like multiverse theory and other kinds of realities and stuff. So like, let's say the accident that I was in, it killed me. It killed me, and basically now somewhere out there, there is a version of you two and everybody else that is experiencing their life without me. But my consciousness has transferred to me, who did not die in that accident. And it has created another timeline where I continue to live. I continue to progress. I continue to age. And then
So, the one thing that would kind of I would feel go against that is the fact that at the end of the day you are met with your mortality.
Yeah.
Because if you are innately going to die at the end, then how would there have been separate altercations that you would have died earlier, such as the accident?
Some people think souls are energy, and that it's just dispersed into the atmosphere or the universe when people die. Like if we died, like our souls are just energy, and it would just be put into the universe itself.
So like I've still got
Like we just eat grass.
Fucker.
I just,
You know,
so
you know, like spiritual people, they believe in like energies and auras and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I personally believe in energies. I believe, like, you know, when you pick up a good or bad vibe, like those are their energies. They feed off of each other. And
You don't
we
think
have
that
our
could
own
be
energies.
a learned behavior?
How do you mean?
well, we'll get into like your instincts and stuff like that in a minute, because I feel like a learned behavior is something that it's something you attribute to stuff that could possibly, because it's got relatability. Like you're walking down a dark alley and shit, and it's raining, pouring, and you've only got ambient street lights, and then there's a dark ass alley you have to cross through, and there's nobody around, aka no witnesses. Then it's just like, ooh, you know, it's just like something's wrong about that. Is that what you mean? Or
Well,
have I just spun a web?
Well, I mean, the very fact that you're able to describe that in that manner and to put a connotation on the fact that it is a dangerous situation to be in.
I wouldn't say it is inherently dangerous. The probability of it becoming dangerous is more likely.
But
Because there's
how do
nothing
you know
dangerous
that, though?
about walking down an alley at night with no people around or anything like that. Because it's the
Yeah.
same way nobody's
Well,
scared of the dark.
yeah, but
people
that-
are scared
that right
of,
there,
being,
that
of not being alone in the
Again,
dark.
that analogy that you're using is an analogy that was built off of prior situations that you've learned that being by yourself in the dark by an alley is dangerous. Because you've learned like the same thing about no racism here, but you see a group of particular demographic on one side of the street, and a particular demographic sees that as they're walking by, and they cross the street. You know, like
I
that.
don't
That
really
is like
think
a.
that's.
It's like a
'cause
stereotype, I guess, that you
Yeah.
learn.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't cross the street, bro. Like I'm just keep
here's
walking.
here's
Yeah, I
something
really
that
don't
I've
care.
learned now having this conversation. It's best to be the one waiting in the alley than to be the one walking through it.
Yeah, the one that knows versus the one that doesn't know.
Yeah. But what I was going through, so I've actually spent a lot of time thinking about this. So to me, this would explain like sometimes people who get through traumatic events, they have a span of time in between their body working and being functional to where they remember nothing. And to me, that's your lapse in whenever you were transferred from here to there. And
Talking about when you die.
yeah, and I just think that you'd go over there. And then eventually, because you're still inhibiting the same body that takes the same shape and everything like that, that's why I think your memories are there. That's why you keep remembering. And then eventually, whenever the body that you keep inhibiting in timelines has grown to a point where it can no longer, and it starts deceasing and decaying, is whenever you are brought to new life, and that is whenever a new child takes place. And it's basically reincarnation, but with extra steps. This is what I'm describing. But I just don't believe I'm going to be a dog or a cat. I just
Yeah.
think
Oh,
it's,
yeah, no.
I think humans.
I think we're too sophisticated to come back as something lesser than.
Yes, I think dogs come back as dogs and stuff like that. A lizard, I don't think there's
I don't
anything
believe
there.
that.
I think those are called autopilots. They're just
Dogs
shit to
are-
be stepped on.
Dogs are really more evolved than people think. They think very.
Oh, I know that. They just lack fundamental parts to be able to do the same thing because they
Yeah.
feel emotion. They feel inflection. They can read things. They can sense things. They can, I mean,
Well,
they're the people
that's
that know how
what
to
we
get.
understand as natural instinct.
Yeah.
That it's inherent things that over the generations of certain learned behaviors, like
Fucking idiot, dude. I should have taken that fucking pen.
that was a good pen.
Yeah, dude. I was actually gonna snatch it before.
Was.
That was a good pen, doll.
Well, you did that.
Yeah, I just think the very fact that, like, for instance, monkeys, they have the inability to articulate their thoughts.
Yeah, that's typically why they just shoot at each other.
But don't you think? Don't you?
You
Don't
just hit
you-
my stolen car.
I'm going to do a takeover. Wait, get your shiesty. Straight pipe the
You just hit my stolen car.
Straight pipe the cat.
But hear me out
Put it
though.
down the street.
When
Cracker
you're
got to work tomorrow.
like Matthias right now, he's literally a baby, right? He can't really articulate thoughts. Don't you think
Dude,
that you learn that?
He can
That
point to you
motherfucker.
like a motherfucker. Though.
Not at first though.
Dude, his just eating lunch with Gavin and Zio earlier. Seeing him like as me and Gavin are cracking jokes and shit, making fun of Matthias. Just him watching us, he's giggling over the fact that me and him are laughing, and you could see him trying to say something.
He's trying to understand it, and he wants to communicate so bad. He just doesn't. He is realizing he doesn't speak what we speak.
Yeah,
and he's trying to learn what we speak.
To him, it looks like when he looks at us, is that you just make noise and it comes out like that.
He's just figuring out how to make
he
the
goes
noises.
to try to make the noise.
But don't you think that's a learned behavior though?
That is a learned behavior, yeah.
So a
But
dog.
You can't teach it. You cannot teach a dog how to say bark or food or outside.
If I can get a dog to
But it
literally
is-
say
it is-
bark,
Dude,
I've
that'd be
reached
dope
a
as
whole
fuck.
new threshold. Could you
Yeah.
imagine
it's a
knocking on my
learned
door? You bark,
behavior
bark,
though.
bark. Open up the door. It's just like some inward fisted bulldog bark. It's like,
Food.
But huskies can talk. Like they can have a whole conversation.
Remy can have a whole debate
Well-
with you. I can speak politics with him.
Oh God.
I mean, he gets pretty heated pretty quick, but he does not know how to control his temper.
To have a conversation about
It's a little liberal.
the things that come in the afterlife, to actually convey your ideas, there's no other species that can do it. There's no other species that can do it.
Or have the ability
They
to
can
think
they
But
can
that makes-
communicate
that makes
such
me
as like,
wonder,
hey,
though.
there's food over here, or hey, I'm going out hunting. You know, you can communicate that through like
I think it just depends on what kind of form you come in, though, because I don't think that if we were a dog, we wouldn't be able to, but we'd have the same thought process, though.
As it comes to natural instincts, I could see that, but learning your dangers, learning your safe areas, learning who's friend and who's foe. I mean, because we have this natural tendency to self-preserve. We try to stay away from things that can harm us, such as, keeping a pointy knife away from us. It's only facing outwards. We'll try to make, that's why like an uneasiness can come when somebody aims a gun at you, or
Like, don't put your hand on the stove.
Type
if it's
in
not-
type in "Call of the Void" in French. This right here alone makes me want to go and study psychology. Yeah, French. France. Yeah, L'appel du vide. That right there
This
is
describes the impulse to hurl yourself into, a void. While unnerving, it's actually a pretty common experience.
This is whenever you're on a high building and you're just like, you want to
Yeah.
jump off.
Yeah,
And you'll
it's
see
like,
a
I
knife and
wonder-
you'll just be like, I wonder just right
yeah,
there.
I think about it. Like
That shit
like
is-
when I grab a gun, I just I wonder.
Just
like,
what if I just shot myself in the face?
Or like if I went to set it down and it just went off, like what the fuck? Like what would happen? What would I be experiencing?
no,
if
that's
some
not
kind of
that's,
shit like
that's
that
not that. That's not Call of the Void.
I don't really particularly, except like for high places, like I think about like jumping, but it's not like I don't want to, but I always think about what if I did,
Yeah, that's what
that's
it
what that
means.
is.
Yeah,
That's what that
and
is.
so it's like I'll think about that when it comes to high places. I'll never think about like what if I shoot myself, or I mean, I don't know. There's probably been a couple times I've thought about that.
I know one day I woke up from a dream of getting shot in the back of the head.
Yeah.
That was a very,
think I've had a
very
dream about getting
fucked up
shot.
dream. It's just somebody just shot me in the back of the head while
And then you
I
just
was at work,
imagine-
and I felt the impact, and the impact woke me up. That was I was up for the rest of the night. It's 3:20 in the morning.
Dude, I had a
Didn't
dream
go back to
that
sleep. I
a
was just like, I
lion
ain't doing
tore
that
my
again.
head off. And I had like a migraine when I woke up. I was like, damn,
Bruh.
it's like someone actually fucking hit me in my dream. Like, there's no way.
And some weird stuff.
It's like such a vivid dream.
Psychology and the brain in itself is a very, very interesting thing.
Yeah.
And to me, this is like the ultimate library of things that people have experienced, stuff like this. This is a common thing that people don't know has a name. Some people are scared to talk about this because they're just like,
Yeah,
they don't
crazy?
Yeah,
you
they
know?
don't. But it turns out everybody has it. Everybody has it. Well, actually, not everybody. Interesting statistic.
This is what we learned yesterday.
I've been known this. This is why. This is why I think very little.
This is what the
Of the
circle
average
of
person.
squares learned yesterday.
Yeah, this is the circle of squares is brought to light. So whenever you read,
Yep.
you heard that exact sound in your head, right?
No.
Do you have a voice when you speak? Or when you
Yeah.
read things, do you hear yourself?
If I'm reading stuff out loud, no.
No, like if you're silently reading, can you hear yourself?
When I guess.
So
Like if I hold this can up right here, what could you tell me about this can?
Like what it's like what
No,
does it
just
say?
what's the first? Yeah, no. Well, even if that, like, what else do you see about this can?
Red Bull, Bulls, blue, silver.
So now just
Those are the kind of things that come into your head when you're just looking at any
think
natural
about
object, right?
think about him. Think about what you're seeing, and do you hear yourself saying these things to you?
Yeah.
So your inner voice has a tone and a pitch.
Yeah.
Okay. So 30 to 50% of the population of humans do not have an inner dialogue.
I will admit that half the time I don't. Like if I like me just reading that word, I'm just like, oh yeah, that's yeah. But it's because I say it so often.
Now I can. So you can't. Can you converse with yourself in your head?
Oh yeah, I talk to myself all the time.
Yeah. So like
Yeah, that's your inner
like
dialogue.
I can ask myself a question and myself inside can answer it. It's
Yeah.
very to me it's very strange, but it's beyond my understanding.
You know, I actually did learn this in this psychology class. They said like you're hearing my voice now, right? Like you can hear my voice saying it, but 30 minutes from now, it's just gonna be a word. It's just gonna be me saying, "Oh yeah, she said you can hear me say it." But you'll hear my voice in your head, but 30 minutes from now, it's just gonna be your dialect, your
Right.
voice. And I thought
Yeah.
that was actually pretty fucking
that's
trippy.
that's pretty.
It's
neat
actually pretty
perspective,
cool.
It
Like the quotes that stick with you, like it's no longer
depends
in
on
their
some
voice.
of
Yeah.
it because some songs that I remember, I can sit there and play the song in my head and I'll hear it in the singer's voice.
Yeah.
Like maybe that's just because there's some songs I've listened to a very questionable amount
But
of times.
those are different. You correlate that with like different.
Yeah, maybe it's
parts of
because
your
it comes
brain.
with an
Yeah.
ensemble of music.
Yeah,
It comes with
eventually,
drums
eventually
and
my
rhythm
own.
and bass, you know?
Eventually, like when I think about some songs, it's my own voice that takes over
Yeah.
the lyrics.
Yeah.
in
But it
place
sounds
of-
a lot better than I can sing. Inner
But that's
me
also
can sing
because you
pretty
probably
good.
Yeah,
sing
yeah.
along with it too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like
Nah,
if
I'd be fucking up his rhythm in there. That motherfucker hit that shit to the T, dog, and I'm just out here. But yeah, basically 30 to 50%, 40% median is ain't got shit going on inside their brain while they're running that red light in front of you.
is that why they're stupid?
It might be. Maybe
Like they
it's,
don't have common sense because they don't think shit.
they actually do not have an inner voice. They do not have an inner monologue at all.
Yeah.
They probably just don't know what they're talking about. There's no fucking way.
So
There's absolutely no way.
I was telling Hunter about this. I need to try to. I wonder if we can find it. It's I think it was a mom was recording her daughter because she was crying and panicking because she was hearing voices in her head, but it was herself speaking to her. She was hearing her inner monologue for the first time and finally becoming
sure?
aware of it.
You sure she just wasn't a schizo?
She might be fucking crazy, but like,
No, but that is true. Like
Some
sometimes
people-
I'll just have a random thought and I'm like, oh yeah, actually. You
Yeah,
know, like,
yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, bro, I forgot about that.
I'm thinking of
Don't you have work in
But
like 3
it-
minutes?
well, to-
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
to me it would be like, because a small child, that's like the first time they're developing sentience is whenever they start realizing these
She
things.
might have been crazy, bro, because I didn't remember freaking out whenever I first heard myself. I was like, damn, dude.
Well,
all right.
some kids they
But I
don't
talk
they don't
shit.
understand that. They don't understand what it is. Like, are you supposed to hear this? You know, it's like
I'd still get her evaluated.
I mean, I don't know. I'm weird about that stuff, but
I'd be hooking that bitch up.
to me, what it sounds like is somebody's soul has not linked with their brain. Because to me, your inner dialogue is your brain, who has more direct access to your memories and thoughts, is able to use those faster than you can. So to me, whenever that thing is speaking, you have to basically decrypt what you're hearing, and then utilize it. So
Do
to
you guys
me, that
see words
seems
whenever
that
someone
seems
speaks?
sometimes, but it depends on if they're loud enough. It's like an '80s Batman flick, like pow, bang.
Oh, dude, I actually, right when you said that, it went straight here, dude.
Yeah.
And,
I
Yeah, once
actually
you said
love that.
it's all
and,
right.
Or the gun, and then it like,
Yeah.
bang. Yeah, and yeah, but to me, that's a soul that is not yet synced with its brain, and they're becoming one, learning to work with each other, which is why it could be the girl who does not understand that, because if it is a young child, in my beliefs, this consciousness, the soul, it is getting used to this one. So now that she is hearing,
Or the brain
the
is
vessel,
getting used to the soul.
yeah, because now that the soul is hearing the vessel speak to it. If this is a new soul, it does not understand that it can do that.
And you know what?
So it could be
where
terrifying.
I think the direct connection is related to you, from your body to your soul. You ever heard of the third eye?
define that,
Your-
but I
your
have
third
heard
eye.
of it.
Or
It's,
like a Google tech support kind of guy, like this? Or-
No, not dotted. No.
no.
Third dot.
I mean, that could have some relevance to
No
it, to
red-
be honest with you.
No
you know?
red power button.
No, what I'm talking about is the pineal gland.
What?
The pineal gland. Here, I'll just go ahead and type it up. But it,
You mean the third head?
no, it's literally it,
Oh,
it's,
second-
it,
second.
it has the
Kind of flopped that one.
it has every single part of your actual eyes. You just can't see through it. Like all the things that make your eyes work, the pineal gland has it. Pineal gland,
Well, you didn't spell
and
that
it's
right.
oh yeah, and it's literally, you know, the eye of Horus.
Yeah.
Horse.
That's the pineal gland. It's shaped just like it.
But what does it do? It just basically takes
Well,
over the
would you
functions
look
the
at
eyes
that?
don't.
Yeah, it's the eye of Horus, and it's
You know, for
it's
somebody like
your
me who actually
third-
loves Greek mythology as much as I do,
Well, that's
how did
that's
I
Egyptian.
not know that?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
it's not
completely
Greek.
different.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I was just speaking.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and the thing is that there is actually there's a lot of conspiracy theories on.
Can you
the-
elaborate on the third eye thing? I don't understand.
So there's not a lot that I can elaborate on. It's
I just had deja
so
vu.
it has basically your third eye has this ability to
Basically, pierce the veil.
yeah, pretty much. Like you're able to see into this almost ethereal like dimension. Not like see it, but you have like an understanding connection to it.
A reality outside
And
of this
so like
perception.
you know how sometimes you could be talking to somebody and you guys understand your wavelength, like you guys are on the same wavelength.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's like me and Gavin when we're talking about this kind of consciousness versus mortality. You know, I actually feel a wavelength like connection to that when we speak on that matter, and to me, from all the things that I've learned about the pineal gland, that has a lot to do with that. And there's these conspiracy theories on the pineal gland that governments are actually trying to like reduce. They're trying to limit your connection with these
That means
things.
it's true if the
Like-
government's trying to do that.
Like if you take DMT, it goes straight to it. It completely, like you are flooded with all these kind of things. Don't take me verbatim. I could be wrong in this matter, but this one thing that I learned is that it does have an extreme connection with like the chemicals that your pineal gland produces is the same that's in DMT, and it's just
The concentration, the concentration in your brain is low.
Yeah, and the
And
thing
whenever
is,
you put something, you're basically like supercharging an engine.
and so this is another part of the conspiracy theory is that there's one chemical that that shrinks or hinders your pineal gland. Can you guess what it is?
Fluoride.
Fluoride.
Are you fucking serious?
It is.
I was
fluoride.
literally taking a guess because that's the shit they put in your
what,
water.
And what do you
And
do
literally
every single
everything.
morning? You brush your teeth. You drink your water. You know, you go to the dentist. They put fluoride in your mouth. It actually has very little benefit to the way that
Enamel and stuff like
the
that.
way that your mouth operates. There are so many
people have had white
different
teeth long
natural,
before toothbrushes existed.
Yeah, there are so many natural ways to brush your teeth, to maintain your gums, things like that you can just get off of the earth, and
It was such a serious conversation.
off of the earth.
though.
And it's just, I think that's something that needs to be further looked into. Like, because me and Ashley,
You're making
we
me
go-
want to
we go
become
through-
a neurologist again.
we
Remember,
go
that's what
through
I wanted
this,
to do.
We go through this whole thing. Like, we look through the different kind of chemicals that they put in foods and stuff. And fluoride, we completely eliminated out of our usage. It's kind of hard sometimes, especially if you go out fast food, if you, or like the drinks that you get, like I wouldn't doubt that it's in soda, small traces of it in soda.
I mean, it's in your water.
In water,
dude.
yeah, it's definitely in your water, your tap water. And it's promoted as this, cleaning kind of thing that's healthy for your body and that you should be taking it all the time. And I think it's to limit your, your understanding of, I guess, being connected with everybody in some sense or another. It's very vague statement.
Well, yeah,
but-
because the government basically just wants you to divide. Everyone wants everyone against
Yeah.
each other. Because if
Yeah.
you take each other out, they don't really have to do anything.
And you'd be surprised just having these kind of conversations with other people on how similar each other are.
You poisoning yourself.
Yeah, like I wonder, like
There's
just
calcium chloride in there.
like I wouldn't doubt. Yeah, calcium chloride, sodium bicarbonate. I mean, it's like I wouldn't doubt like you finding fluoride in all kinds of things, And I just thought it was kind of interesting, the.
Does this have it in there? I didn't see it in there.
But if you look, it has all the same things that you like, all the same kind of tissues and stuff that makes up your actual eyes, and it just doesn't have the optical part.
That's actually pretty cool, though.
It's interesting, ain't it? So they call it your third eye, and that like certain meditations give you the ability to tap into your third eye.
I can't believe I said Greek mythology. I'm still dwelling on that. Like, you can ask Zio. The two things I'm obsessed with is Greek and Egyptian mythology, and I totally just fucking dropped the ball on that
I
one.
haven't even showed anybody.
I think you should pull up the Eye of Horus as well.
Yeah, so
That image right there is a good one. It's a good
it's a good
representation of what the
good
Eye of Horus
rendition
looks
of
like.
it, and
Kind of shows where the placement is. No, it ain't typing.
oh shit,
Jesus Christ, we need more
God
RAM.
damn. looks just like it.
And now go back over to that for comparison.
Yeah.
So what? I thought there was an actual Egyptian, like the engraved, like where it actually shows her like doing that shit and like has
Doing
the-
what shit?
right there. Like, look up the
that
Egyptian
that
one.
is an Egyptian. I think that's Hindu.
No, there's an.
Oh wait,
there's
Shiva.
Like
It's
engravings of
Shiva,
it.
the god of destruction. Search up Shiva.
Because she also has a third eye.
How do you spell it? Is this SHEE?
SHIVA.
Oh my god.
Bro, what the hell are you doing over there?
This computer. It's
Wait, what-
SHIVA. Shiva. Third eye. Image.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like some Hindu,
scroll down
Hindu
because she
shit.
does the cross-legged meditations.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she has like
There
multiple.
you go,
that
that
shit
one
right
right
there.
there.
And
Okay, yeah.
in some renditions, she has 4 arms, like one sitting like this,
Yeah.
second set
Yeah.
sitting down below,
Yeah.
like
There
that.
you go.
Oh,
that
yeah,
one
there's
right there.
four arms right there. Yeah. Okay.
There we go. I've totally redeemed myself.
Yeah.
Told you I cared about this stuff.
Yeah. But
Now I've
it's
sold
like
you.
even in different cultures understand the.
But is that
The
the same?
pineal
Is that
gland.
the same thing that they're talking about though?
Mhm. Yeah, the third eye, the pineal gland. They're all
Because if
they've
it's in
come
the
to an
center of your
understanding.
brain, that means it's in the center. If you were to go straight this way, you would hit it directly on,
Yeah.
and that's where they seem it to be.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, ain't it?
So all you got to do is attach a camera to your forehead and just run some nerves there, and you're good.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Those small electrical pulses should power
But
it here
what if
and there,
that's
right?
what if that's where
Whenever you
your
think really
soul
hard.
lies? You know.
Yeah, that's the speculation that's where your soul is.
I
Like
kind
when they
of
talk about
believe in
chakras.
Which is why you instantly get turned off whenever you're shot there.
Yeah.
that. Yeah, like literally everything
So that's why
shuts off.
that's why Hillary targets that
Because
3 times precisely.
Yeah.
isn't it
One for the stem, one one for the stem, one for the blood, one for the eye, and you specifically.
I don't remember how much time after, but once you're shot in the brain stays active for like 5 minutes, right? That's why you have the 5-minute recap of your life is what they.
I've
supposed
seen
to be
somebody
saying.
get shot in the face, and it didn't seem like he was active worth a fucking piss.
Well,
half a
I've heard
millisecond.
about all
The
this.
brain is still turned on, not the body.
Yeah, that
you know-
motherfucker checked out.
during the
second it touched.
during
But
the
if you actually do an MRI scan, it actually shows there's part of that brain that
Oh
actually
yeah,
is
no,
still
those
active.
that's because your systems are shutting down,
Yeah,
and
like,
so everything
you-
is still
you
going to
can-
be running at some degree, but
well, it's like
the
you can,
person
you can
is
cut
most
a,
definitely gone.
Yeah, the person's gone, but
Yeah,
that's
that's-
why I believe there's more.
Well, it's like you can
stuff
cut
going
the
on.
head of an ant off, and the legs can still be kicking.
Yeah, that's essentially
Like,
getting shot in
remember,
the brain is like an eviction for your soul.
So during the French Revolution, where they were just chopping motherfuckers' heads off
Yeah, just
every
pow,
day.
pow, pow,
Every day they were
guillotine.
chopping motherfuckers' heads off, and there has been a lot of actually documentation of people that would lift heads up, and you could see the motherfucker blink.
Yeah,
Like
isn't
that,
that
he
crazy?
is still there, fully aware of the fact that his head is dislocated from his body, but obviously he can't articulate that because his voice box is completely shut down and he has no lungs.
That's actually
So
crazy.
he actually cannot speak because it's been disconnected, but he's aware.
That's crazy.
Allegedly, it could just be he is not there, and it's just nervous system shit. You know what I mean?
But I do
But-
believe when you're shot in the head, the brain does. It's dying, obviously, but
Yeah.
it's still active, and I think that's where they get the 5-minute thing from. But it's actually, now that you bring that up, that's actually really like I believe in souls and shit like that. So I feel like that would probably be where it's located.
Yeah, and this is where like I just want to do a lot of studying into religion, just to see the correlation
Yeah.
with like when they're talking about in scripture, like the Bible is a clear example, obviously, on certain things that you could probably study and try to look at in comparison to what because there's a lot of deeper meaning into these scriptures. Like for instance, there's this book called the Book of Job.
Could I add something? It's not changing it. The only reason why I don't want to do too much into it is like I would love to learn about it, but my only problem is people who are deeply invested into that religion being their truth and their reality is that they offer no benefit of the doubt that these ideologies were developed in a natural construct rather than only in scripture. It's like they'll only give benefit and credit to the idea that fits their narrative, that goes with their religion. Like, yes, this is because of this. And rather than it just being, this is something that humans have discovered and found out and stuff like that, they'd rather only give the credit to that. That's the only reason why.
Credit just to religion?
Yeah, because I feel like if you were to try to speak with somebody who is a devout Christian, and you were to explain some of this, like this is some of the stuff they speak of in philosophy, and some of the things that have been around, and then I've tried to talk to some people about it before, and they'll just be like, yes, it's because in this book, whenever God said this, they kind of only affirm that one's reality only because of this one.
Yeah,
and that's the only reason. Yeah, it turns me away from why I don't want to do that. It's because if I am willing to accept any possible reality, but you deny all other than the one that fits yours, it seems, I don't know. It just,
I wouldn't put a blanket.
No, I'm not saying, I'm not saying a blanket statement on it, but
just
that's the only way I could find to articulate it.
I understand, and it just there are some people that can listen to that and really hate the fact that you said that, and not understand the true meaning that you're trying to convey behind.
Tell me if you agree. So, I feel if let's say you've got one member from like people like us who don't believe in Scripture God, but we believe in a God. You've got Lutherans, you've got Catholics, Jews, atheists sitting all in a corner, all in a room, and then the actual creator of everything himself was just, your religion is correct. That is, if you choose to worship me, if you would prefer to do it accurately, this is a correct religion. To where I think that people like us, we would just be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I can follow that. I appreciate this divine thing for bringing everything forth. If he can know that I'm grateful only through this route.
Is he like floating down from the ceiling? Like
there's there's just like
no chances of wires.
Like homie comes down, he snaps, and then he has he is holding the planet you're sitting on in the palm of his hand, and then snaps and it becomes daytime. Snaps, it becomes nighttime. Snaps, it's raining. Snaps, deal. It's clear. Like, it is the dude.
Okay.
And then he's like, this is a religion. I feel like people that are open-minded like us who just believe in something such as that man himself, should it be a man? I don't know. I'm not giving possibility to women because come on. No, it's just I feel like people who are open-minded that believe in many possibilities of that, or is just so grateful for the reality they're directly in, would be able to be like, yeah, I can get behind that. I'm not mad that this isn't the right answer or that I'm wrong. I'm just happy that I have this answer. Where I feel like devout Christians, and I think we have met some like at the school that we went to and stuff like that, that speak as if what they are presenting is fact, would almost have a form of deniability. I feel like they wouldn't be able to cope with their whole perceived sense of reality of what they thought was this. I don't think they'd be able to accept it.
Dog, if someone was doing a bunch of superpowers in front of me, I don't care what kind of fucking
I just know not to steal his money now.
I'm just saying,
sure.
like...
Yeah.
I
it's
think
like, I just
you'll
took
be
your money.
surprised.
No, you didn't. It's here.
People want such a happy ending that I feel like if they saw this motherfucker spend seasons right in front of your eyes, clearly he's the man, or whatever the fuck it is, So I personally think
some of them wouldn't take it too well.
They wouldn't take it well, but I can tell you right now, everyone wants that heaven, so they would do it. But my thing is that I would be kind of...
well, let's just hope the Lutherans aren't right.
I'm kind of hesitant on it, honestly, because in the Bible, I have not read the Bible, full disclosure. I don't know what the fuck's going on in there.
It can be a hard read.
I know there's a sheep in like an ark, and some of them.
Oh yeah, you really ain't read the
Yeah,
Bible.
I don't know what the
That
fuck
boy
it
ain't know
is.
shit.
Yeah, I don't know
Hey,
shit.
I
but-
told them why I never read the Bible. You wanna know why? It's not because of the scripture. It ain't even because of the motherfucker that they believe.
It's all the F's.
Thou.
No, it's art. No, I remember I said it's the very book itself. Have you ever tried to open and turn a page on a Bible?
Oh, yeah.
That is the shittiest material that shit could ever be made.
That thing's durable as fuck, though.
I've never. We did say we've never ripped a page.
Yeah.
They're pretty fucking difficult to rip a page
Yeah.
out of. I'm not even. Or
It's
to
like
even.
almost a canvas,
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's a good material, but the cover sucks.
Like I'd wear that as a
cover,
t-shirt.
the
It's like
cover,
silky,
Yeah.
but it just doesn't fucking rip.
Yeah.
like the cover creases before the rest of it. And the second
Never have to
you
iron
lose
that
your
shit.
plate, you sit there and read a book. You're reading it. You're sitting there finger tracking. You sneeze. The cover closes. Good luck finding your page because
Yeah.
they're all rice paper fucking thin, and there's 900,000 fucking pages in it.
But they're so durable. It's
Yeah.
just
They
like,
are
it's just, like,
durable.
it baffles me. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are they using over there? But I would be hesitant on it actually because I know somewhere in the Bible, like conversations we've had, Lucifer takes his presence. You know, like he lures people into sin. You know what I mean? So this guy coming and saying, "I'm the man, and these are the seasons, and I can basically crush you just like that. Like I am your fate."
Yeah.
I would be hesitant because what if that's actually the devil, and he has
Oh, if
put
you-
me in
See, I
this
feel-
web?
So this
I
is
feel
hold on,
like
so this is the thing.
That's
So-
something that one of the Catholics would do.
No, so this is the thing.
This is no
You're
God.
automatically assuming you're just by that statement. You are actually already assuming that the Christian religion does exist by acknowledging that they could be Satan.
Again, I don't know fucking religion, dog.
Yeah,
All I
because it
know
could
is
be
that
the
I'm
Buddhist.
not-
It could be the Buddhist
Listen,
devil.
if that man, if that man told
It
me to
could
jump
tempt
off a
you into
bridge because he is
temptation.
my leader, I don't think I'm gonna jump off that fucking bridge, dog.
What if
Because
he
why
said
the
you'd
fuck,
be aight?
bro? I would have to see multiple people fucking jump and him levitate them motherfuckers. But I still don't know if he would do that.
So
for me.
you'd rather be the cattle?
I still wouldn't jump. I don't really think I would. I know what I can do in my life. If
You
that
fucked us
dude
off.
told me to
I was-
jump off a bridge, I don't think I would.
Okay,
go.
so
What
let-
if God turned off fault image?
All right, let me
But that's the
backtrack
thing,
here.
though.
Listen.
What if it's not
All
though?
right, let me backtrack. So
What if it's mass destruction?
So this is why I want to study the Bible, because let's say, for instance, so there's a lot of stories that are in the Bible. All of it is story, really, but there's a lot of meaning that is behind those stories. Such as my favorite book of the Bible is the book called Job. Job, Job. People say Job, but it's Job.
Job.
In Book of Job.
The book of Job. But Satan actually comes to God and says, "I bet I can change this man," you know, because he's like this. He's I think some kind of pastor, or priest, or whatever, and he's the righteous of all men,
Hey,
supposedly.
I don't know
and-
if I'm going to cuck your story, but is this where the whole false idol thing comes from?
No.
Okay.
No, this so basically God says, "Yeah, I'm telling you, you're not gonna be able to do it." And he says, "Just give me some time and let me change this man. Just let me change this man's life, and I swear he will defy you." And so God says, "All right, bet, dog." And he lets Satan kill all of his kids, his wife, disease his cattle, burn his house down,
He's a piece of
everything,
shit, bro.
everything. God lets him do all this shit to him. Completely ruins his life, right? And in the end, I think he still ends up dying. And at the end, after everything is all gone, he still says, "Why, God? What reason could you have done for this?" And he still stayed true to his Savior, and
how do
he
you
still
know,
asked
though?
for, huh?
How do you know?
What do you mean? How do you know what?
You say why God for doing this to me, but like
How do you know it's God doing it to you?
right,
Well,
that's the thing.
Well, what do you think the whole moral behind that story is?
Don't be an idiot.
No.
You
The
just
whole
killed
moral-
everything in your family.
No, the whole moral behind that story is faith.
Yeah, but I
To
feel like that's very, very
having faith.
one-sided.
Is having faith. But that's the thing. That's the whole premise behind the story, and this is why it's like I want to study the Bible in further context because
Because to me, it
It's
sounds
very-
like both of them are dicks.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys
Oh,
are just
yeah.
fucking putting your fingers and playing with
well,
people.
then that's
like, hey-
that's where we get into the realm of what we deem as right and wrong, and
It's like, hey,
I deem
I
our
am-
life in a fucking snow globe,
He's-
and they just shake it up
Yeah,
sometimes.
he's like, hey, I'm God. I am God.
We're like ants
I
on
am
a fucking
God.
hill.
He is faithful. No, he ain't. Kill his kids.
It's
Guarantee you he stay loyal. Oh, he dead as fuck. Look at that. He's still my friend.
Yeah.
He still thinks I'm the shit.
I feel like that's like a form of manipulation.
Manipulation.
Yeah, I'm
Manipulation.
gonna do.
You know that episode of Family Guy when Jesus like came back and nobody believed him because they thought that it was like some crazy dude, and then he started walking on water, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, it's him!" Like,
Yeah.
how do you know it's not the fucking devil? He just started walking on water.
Yeah,
Because isn't the devil like an archangel?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, he used to. Yeah, he used
Okay,
to
then.
be-
So, especially the devil, he's a master of disguises.
yeah,
He can make a sin look.
Yeah, you know, because I feel like the Catholics would be like, God would never reveal himself. It's Lucifer. And then they would just go back anyways. We're still right. You do have to still donate 10% of your salary each year. Speaks to the IRS. We're still tax exempt, right? Yes. That's Lucifer. We know it.
I feel like
it
even if
adds up. Like, I'm
It adds
crunching
to-
all
read
of
the
my
book.
numbers right now.
Did anybody read the book?
I feel like honestly, that's where I don't have really a good opinion on it because I just don't really know too much about
Yeah,
religion.
that's-
Yeah,
but my
we're-
thing
a
is
lot
that
of this is
if you
speaking out of the ass.
if you even had the devil and God next to each other and they're trying to say pick a side, I'm like, dog, which one is which? Because you've seen like those movies where God portrays as God and it's actually the fucking devil.
Yeah, because
So-
it's realistically
Temptation feels good.
I
Yeah,
ain't
it's-
about to just risk. I mean, that's the problem is that I
'Cause some
I
pe-
can't do a religion just because I'm not going to base my
What?
life and my fate off of a book.
what
You know what I mean?
technically actually
That was
what would-
written
what
by
would- that's
man.
actually a good question in itself, Kylie. Is
Keep pointing that fucking pen
is
at me. You're done. Give
stop.
me the goddamn
I'm gonna
pen.
draw two dots. See this dot and this dot.
That wasn't
those
even
are
a dot. That was a line.
two dots. All right. So
That was more than two.
would the person asking the question be Satan in himself? Is I am God, that is a devil. Pick a side. Would technically asking somebody to pick a side, as in choose your fate almost, is that something God would even say to people because he has given them free will? Would he say pick a side? Would he tell you to choose for yourselves? Or would he just not say anything and naturally let you decide no matter what? Because God would not say, I am God, he is the devil, pick your side.
Yeah,
I think the person who is silent, who truly does not use any influence of name or title, is the one that would
Yeah.
silently let you choose your fate anyways.
Yeah. And the only reason why I think
'Cause
that
God would not
religion,
have to say he's
the only
God,
reason
right?
why I would think that religion is, it's not the devil in disguise is because of this thing called objective truth, or objective good and an objective bad. Such as we can all agree that walking a lady across the road is an objectively good thing to do.
Yeah,
Right.
because I am
Yeah.
trying to get to work.
And you are literally holding everybody up.
Should have left when that motherfucker said 30 seconds. Here your ass is. Asking yourself if you should go or not.
But it's like that kind of thing. You objective good, objective bad, and that's the only reason why I think that religion has it's a positive thing to some
It
people.
is a positive thing, but I believe in
I think it can
false hope.
be a
Can be.
positive thing.
I think there's false hope. You're devoting your whole existence on a earth that when you die, you're never gonna see again, unless you believe in like reincarnation. But like that, you're devoting your whole thing. And you don't even know. Like that's like if it's for you, you can do it, But I personally believe. I don't know. The thing
It's
is
hard to
that
explain.
when you have a God and a devil next to each other, back to the comparison, the devil supposedly can take forms of anything. How do you know it's not the devil just split in two?
Yeah.
And he trying to make you either way,
Yeah.
you're gonna fucking lose.
And that's where I go back to objective good and objective bad. Like it's.
Do you think you're gonna be saved? Like if you do end up getting tricked, do you believe that all your goods that you've done in your life, it doesn't matter? Like if you supposedly said yes, going to God, and it ended up being the devil, do you think that God would save you?
To me, I feel like that's like paying a citation. It's like, yes, you have fucked up, but you did say you sorry, so you're good.
Well, like that thing people say, like, you don't have to be a Christian or any kind of thing that believes in God, and you can literally murder children, be a pedophile, whatever it is, but right when you're about to die, you can say, oh, I believe in God, and then all of a sudden you're fucking saved.
I accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
But if you're gay, you're going straight to hell. Like, that's where I just don't understand it.
It's a bad analogy only because there is this thing that I learned about that does say in scripture that not all who follow me will be saved. I just don't get it. There is so much, like debunking and back and forth that people try to. That's why Christianity stands as strong as it does. Is that there is back and forth for everything.
I actually understand that though, because that makes it to where you're a shitty person and you keep pushing people in the road and you expect to be saved.
You can't convey yourself as a good person.
Yeah, only God would know exactly who you are and your intentions.
Yeah.
So I actually do understand that.
But that's also assuming that with religion that God is as personal as they push him out to be. I personally think that God, the one that created this universe, is just somebody who just put a bunch of shit in a pot and then just lit the fuse and just let it blow up. And just everything that was put in there is life, and we are a part of that,
So you believe in the Big Bang?
Um,
I mean, it had to come from something, I guess. There is an origin to everything, I would say.
I believe in aliens.
Yeah, it's just deciding. It's just because he says the Big Bang doesn't mean he believes in the whole. First there was nothing, but there was so much nothing it imploded on something, and it's not like
the thing is that there's this theoretical scientists, right? Theoretical physicists
don't
talk about
say physicists.